obviously not what you guys wanted. How do you start to untangle the issues in terms of protection and getting time?
Yeah, I think hard to say this quickly after the game, but we had a plan coming into this game, and I thought it was a good plan, and I thought we executed some decent things early, running the ball, and I thought we kind of made a commitment to that. But we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. A couple penalties, the dumb intentional grounding that I had, just a couple things that kept shooting us in the foot. And if you're going to play and run the ball and try and be effective against a really good defense, you can't do that. You can't get away with shooting yourselves in the foot like that, and it definitely cost us today.
Are you surprised, though, given the success of the ground game, that it did translate to more in other areas of the offense?
You'd like to think. I mean, it's definitely. I thought we came out here and did a good job kind of establishing the line of scrimmage in that regard, and did some good things there. And you'd like it to translate into better job by me completing passes and getting the ball out and doing different things. And between the mistakes, obviously lack of execution on my part, different things like that, penalties, we just didn't make enough plays today.
In terms of your execution, what are some of the areas that you're most frustrated with?
Yeah, hard to say right off the bat. Obviously, the turnovers, one before half, trying to make a play. That is what it is, kind of. But, you definitely want to leave that ball a little bit further outside to give my guy a shot. Guy made a good play, but I got to be better and smarter with that. Late in the game, trying to find a way to push it down the field and go find a way to score. And guy made a good play, but just trying to be smarter in those situations. But, yeah, just being consistent and executing, trying to convert third downs. It's hard to say. There's a lot of things going on out there today, but I got to be better. I got to be more consistent.
Nobody's thrilled after 2 division losses in a row. How do you keep the line, the receivers, you guys together as a group?
Yeah, I think we got to build on the positives. I think we came out today, and that's a really good defense. It's a really good front. Hats off to them. But I thought the way we kind of established the line of scrimmage a little bit early on, I think is things we can build on. I think try not to think the sky's falling or the world's ending or anything crazy. Like what did we do well? How do we build on those? And we got to clean up the small mistakes, the details that in a game like this, they come back to bite you pretty quick.
You guys had obviously some success against Jacksonville and then the second half against Detroit, but our defense is doing something different the last few weeks for you guys with the passing game?
I don't think so. Every team's different. It's a new game every single week. They got good players over there too, and it's hard to say exactly what they did. From my vantage point, it looked like they did their thing. They did what we expected them to do, and they just made more plays than us, out-executed us, and hats off to them.
When you have all those new players, though, you figured maybe there's some growth with the passing game even after the first game. But are you surprised at the lack of success in that? I know you just what you said, but are you still surprised with the lack of success there over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to be more successful and more dynamic. You'd love to be. I wish hindsight 2020 loved to come in here and say we could have done this, and those guys make good plays over there. I got to be more accurate. I got to make better plays, better decisions. Give those guys a chance. I thought early we did some decent things, like I said, but the penalties, the mistakes, those things definitely cost us, and it's hard to live in 2nd and 15, 3rd and long, and consistently convert against a really good defense like that.
For Terry in particular, everybody wants him to be a big part of the game plan, of course. What's making that not happen?
Yeah, hard to say. Obviously, coming out this game, very committed to trying to run the ball and be established line of scrimmage, which I thought we did some good things. And because of that, maybe he wasn't as involved early, which I don't know if really our passing game was really involved early on in anyway. And I don't know what Terry had for catches, but I know I want him to be more involved too. It's not one thing or the other. It's just execution. It's me. It's all of us. And so it's hard to put your finger on it. And they get paid too over there. They make good plays, but I know we'll find a way to keep him positive and keep him going.
How do you get past this hump? And is there still confidence that you guys can get past this?
Absolutely. I mean, I go in this locker room after the game, and guys are frustrated. Guys are obviously not happy about it, but I can just see it in their eyes that there's because we're frustrated, because they're hungry. They want to learn. They want to get better. We want to grow. We want to win. It's a bad feeling in our mouth coming in after 2 straight games, 2 straight divisional games, 3 straight with a couple losses that were really right in the fight in all of these games. And guys are hungry. Guys want to get better, and I'm excited to see how we respond, how we bounce back this week after a couple tough ones.
were on your third different starting center in 3 weeks. It was a change at right guard during the game. How did all these changes on the offensive line, how does that been impacting you?
Yeah, we'll have to watch the tape. I know, but Nick, as far as from a mental standpoint and getting the calls, making things happen, I thought he did a really good job. I don't know how everything else went up front, but I thought Nick did a really good job stepping in, being here for 2 weeks. It's a tall task, and I thought he did a really good job stepping up. Thank you, guys.